Hello everyone, in this video we're going to work on experimental probability. So first off, what is experimental probability? The probability that's based on data collected from repeated trials is experimental probability, and that's the main difference between that one and theoretical probability, because theoretical we're looking for favorable outcomes over possible outcomes. What's different about experimental probability is that there's going to be some experiment or some type of event that occurs, and the probability of whatever that event is will be calculated the following way. The number of times that the event occurs over the number of times that the experiment was done. The ratio of the number of times an event actually happens or occurs to the number of times that the experiment is done. Let's take a look at an example. A manufacturing company that makes bikes decides to randomly inspect 2,500 of them for defects. There were 2,450 bikes that had no defects. We are tasked with finding the probability that a bike selected at random had no defects. This is experimental probability because what happened is that a company decides to inspect bikes to see if they have any defects. So of those 2,500, or 2,500, 2,450 of them had no defects, and we're tasked with finding the ones at random that had no defects. So that would be 2,450. In lowest terms, this is 98%, or in decimal form, 0.98. That's how you find experimental probability. You're looking at the total number of times that that experiment was done, and then you're looking at the number for the time that that event occurred. What happened? Bikes were inspected, and then this many were found to have no defects. So I'll add something to this problem. If 2,450 of those bikes did not have defects, that means that its complement would be the remaining 50 of those 2,500. And remember, the event that happens and its complement, when I add them together, will give me a total of 1. So 50 out of 2,500, that is 0.02 or 2%. And this adds up, literally, because 98% plus 2% will give me 100%. Here we have our experiment that we were dealing with, bikes that had no defects over total number, and then these are the ones that did have defects. So these ones did have defects. Yes. And remember, adding an event and its complement gives you 1. Or 100% if you're looking at it from that percent perspective. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.